Azure Gleam. Reprisal. Having repelled the forces of the Western Church, the Kingdom and Alliance armies joined together to launch a large-scale coordinated attack on the Empire. Preparing to assault a key Imperial position, the Kingdom army uses northeastern Gert territory as a bridgehead to press further south. Meanwhile, a reliable ally returns to their side.
It's good to see you safely back, Rodrigue. I understand matters have begun to settle down in the West.
They have. It took more than a few lengthy inquiries, but I believe we finally excised the foul seed of discord from our soil. And the changes at the top of houses Gideon, Mateusz, and Elidor should ensure it never takes root again.
So they're keeping their territories, then? I would have expected us to remove them completely after what they did.
Such is easier said than done. Our prior situation with House Kleiman took time as well.
Yes. Replacing the head of a territory always brings dissenters crawling out of the woodwork to oppose it, be they nobles or commoners.
At least now we won't have to worry about our land descending into chaos behind us. We can't just keep repeating the same mistakes. I must say, though, I'm surprised this all went as smoothly as it did.
I did used to be the eminent Duke Fraldarius, remember? I have just a bit of experience with these things.
In any case, we must turn our gaze eastward. How's the Alliance holding up?
According to Gustav's report, Claude is holding out for the perfect opportunity to advance his army. Naturally, they don't favor their chances in a head-on clash with the famed Count Burgleys. So, for the time being, they intend to feign a deadlock and slowly dwindle away the enemy forces.
It seems the decision to reclaim the monastery was a shrewd one, then. It's our best path forward.
I know we're slated to advance on Hevring territory, but shouldn't we hold off till the Alliance can come help us too?
No. On the contrary, if we can show our individual might warrants attention, the Empire will have no choice but to dispatch more troops west. Which should, in turn, ease the burden on the Alliance and their army. Claude and I agreed to as much.
The real question is whether we can even trust him. It's impossible to tell if you ask me.
If anything, he might be trying to wear us down. Soften us up so he can beat the stuffing out of us later.
I doubt he would do something like that. At least, not in the midst of pursuing the same goal. But you're right. Claude's tricky to pin down. You can never really tell what he's plotting.
I don't believe we can be too cautious here. We should consider every possible angle.
Agreed. But if the Alliance does try anything, Gustav and the Knights of Sero should be more than enough to thwart their plans. For now, though, we march on. Ready your units.
So, we finally take aim at the Empire in earnest.
Yes. We must finish this swiftly, for the sake of all those caught in the middle.
If you don't mind me asking, Your Majesty, do you have it within you to topple the Emperor? I speak not of military prowess, nor the strength of our army. No. I speak of your emotions.
He's got a point. I mean, she's your stepsister. Anyone would hesitate to cut down their own family.
She is an old friend as well, though I doubt she has any recollection of it now. Rodrigue, do you truly think my hand will waver? I, who cleaved my own uncle's head from his shoulders? Now, seeing as the Empire was involved in the tragedy of Duscur, there is still much I must ask of her. In a way, she and I are no different, starting wars of our own volition, sending countless innocent lives to the feet of the goddess. However noble one's reasoning may be, a deed like that cannot go unpunished. And if she refuses to yield, then as a king, and one seeking revenge at that, I will take her life.
I'm pleased to hear it. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to give you this earlier.
A letter?
One from Lady Patricia. I uncovered it during our inquiry of Viscount Elidor.
From my stepmother.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I have already examined its contents. The letter contains no new information of note. That said, I expect you'll find the subject matter quite disturbing indeed, Your Majesty.
I see. I will read it later, then.
Oh, Dimitri. Have you read that letter from your stepmom yet?
Yes, I have. It was a missive requesting the then Viscount Elidor's cooperation in her conspiracy against my father. She claimed he would have much to gain from the king's elimination, all while shrewdly expressing sympathy with his objections to the reforms. I had it investigated for signs of forgery as a precaution, but such a search returned nothing. The letter is authentic.
Meaning your stepmom was a willing participant in the tragedy of Dusker. She sent so many to die, and would have done the same to her own stepson if all had gone according to plan.
All out of the desire to see her daughter again, or so Cornelius said. The wretch's words deserve little weight, but I believe she spoke true. In every memory I hold of my stepmother, she was always looking past me, as if the one she truly cared for was somewhere else entirely.
That's horrible. I never knew my real mom, but the woman who adopted me loved me with all her heart. That's how it should be.
It was horrible, yes, but what of it? There is no guarantee a parent will come to love their child. Still, being faced with such plain evidence of her crimes is a difficult thing to come to terms with. I had once thought her among those I would avenge, yet now she lies squarely in the path of my fury.
Pretty heavy stuff, yeah.
I can tell you're troubled as well.
You can see straight through me, huh? Guess that's what 3 years together will do. It's Myson, that dark mage from before. He was familiar with my power somehow. And yeah, I know you said you trust me, but I'm not so sure I even trust myself anymore. I just can't stand not knowing the truth. Who am I, really?
No matter what answer awaits, I will continue to place my trust in you. That hasn't changed.
But what if I transform and attack you?
I would do whatever I must to restrain you, naturally. Failing that, I'd... Forgive me. It helps no one to utter such words.
It's fine. If nothing else, the threat of death is good motivation for me to get this power under control.
Have you lost your mind? It almost sounds like you'd be okay with him killing you.
I don't want to die, of course. But if it was between that and killing a friend, I know which one I'd pick.
Houses Gert, Esser, Lock-in, and Ox. I can't believe we'll be facing them all at once.
What do you expect? From their standpoint, this is an invasion, and they are the ones to repel it. They fight to protect their homes, their families, their livelihoods, just as we would fight to protect ours. We would all do well not to forget that. Be sure to tell those under your commands the same.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Feeling guilty about this isn't gonna change anything. We still have to fight, and we still have to win.
You're right. This is the only way we'll ever get peace back in Fodlan.
There's no turning back now. Not after what we've done. But I don't regret any of it. I believe in the path we're on, the very one that's led us to the battle ahead.
Lasting peace is waiting for you on the other side of this fight. You've got my power to see you through it.
It doesn't matter what any of us say, Boar. You know what needs to be done. We'll have plenty of time to grieve once this is all over. So stick to the plan and don't look back.
We stand here because we believe in you, Your Majesty.
I see. I'm heartened to know I have your trust. Whenever I've lost my way, all of you have been there to help me recover it.
It's the least we can do, both as your subjects and your friends.
Everything seems to be in order, Your Majesty. Sorry, am I interrupting something here?
No, we've just finished. We will need your strength in this battle, Rodrigue.
And my strength you'll have. Let's show these Imperial scoundrels what a mistake it is to cross the people of Fargus. So many noble Imperial houses have assembled on the battlefield. From the looks of it, they're desperate to defend the Empire.
as are we to fight for our home. First, we must make haste and take the main hall.
Duke Garrett is holed up in the main hall, but capturing strongholds and besieging the enemy should draw him out.
Alright, let's aim for the closest stronghold first. Easy does it.
On to the next ones.
Here it comes! Take this! You're gonna die!
Something doesn't seem quite right. Does this feel a little too easy to anyone else?
Wonderful progress. That should put us at ease for the time being. Here they are, right on schedule. All units, move out and take the Kingdom forces down.
So the enemy general finally shows. We've got to put them on the defensive.
The strongholds belong to us now. Still, it all seems to be going too smoothly.
They're all over us. I can't stay here any longer.
Don't think you can escape! After her, quick!
Felix, don't break ranks! Remember our objective. We will not be able to besiege the enemy until we've captured the strongholds.
There, the path is clear. Wait.
You walked right into my trap. I simply can't waste this golden opportunity.
Hanneman shall have his day. Dead from above. Sound! It's an ambush! Everyone fall back! We can take down the enemies at the rear first!
Now we tighten the net. We can't let any of our units fall before we have them surrounded.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
I fear that I'll just get in your way and ruin the wonderful strategy you've all thought up. No, is that Constance?
Couldn't hurt.
Please, let me talk to her.
Send in the remaining soldiers!
Reinforcements! We'll have to outlast them somehow.
Out of the way!
I never thought I'd be the kind to fight to the death. But
Your Majesty, I have troops held in reserve as discussed. We can mobilize on your command.
In the end, we had no other choice. This won't be the last time you have to do this either.
Victory must be ours. We will raise the city, and the Kingdom Army with it.
how dare you threaten our lands, Argus worms!
More of them? When will it ever end?
Now's the time. Lebreak, the reserves!
Yes, Your Majesty. Spread the word to all units. I knew this would happen. Thankfully, I already have a way to slow the enemy advance.
Move out! Halt the enemy in their tracks!
I see why my father placed so much faith in you.
It matters not how many rank-and-file soldiers fall. I am the Viscount, and I must not die here.
Here it comes! Take! You're done!
That's too close for comfort. I refuse to die in a place like this.
They have the numbers. Above all else, we must protect His Majesty.
Please, let's stop this. I could never bring myself to kill you. So the goddess wishes me to suffer even further embarrassment.
Is really serious about this. They're sending in so many soldiers.
They bring the Hollow. No, we cannot allow them to gain momentum.
The time has come to remount our attack on the main hall.
See the territory invaded. I cannot suffer that to happen.
Here it comes! Take this! You're done!
For my daughter. For my people, I shall not lose. My blade is blunted after all. Forgive me, my dear Monica.
Out of the way! Father, no! You didn't have to! My mistake led to my father's death. I shall have revenge.
She got the better of us before, but not this time.
Monica! Oh dear! Perhaps it's time we join the battle in earnest.
I won't watch her die. Let's go, Hanneman.
I got this!
I can't die here. I won't.
Let her go. The battle isn't over. We must prepare for our next maneuver.
I shall make them work for it, if nothing else.
You're looking a little worse for wear. Let me heal you. Can never be too careful.
If she keeps healing me like that, this battle will never end. Let us deal with Manuela first.
Who knows the moment you would actually put in the effort to save me? But I must thank you all the same. I must fight against some of my...
It's so dreadful to see a familiar face across the battlefield. That said, I will not back down.
duties in order to save others. These are troubling times we live in, indeed.
I never thought the day would come that I'd cross blades with Professor Hanneman. So you're an Imperial General now, Professor Manuela.
Everyone else has shown such bravery. I must persevere as well.
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
I've always known you possess this power. The power to protect people. To save them.
There's still so much I want to do in life. I have to withdraw.
You're done!
You force your way into my city and kill innocent people. And you're shameless enough to claim you're on the side of justice. At least I can die in my hometown.
There, we've done what we can. I may have one foot in the grave, but I insist I keep the other out of it for the time being.
They made a very formidable duo. I wonder if our paths will cross again in the future.
Isn't it time for you to come out already, Duke Gert? A general ought to seek vengeance for his subordinates.
Be careful what you wish for. I've quite a lot of deaths to avenge by now. My territory has always strived for peace, and it's the first claimed by the flames of war.
Duke Gert is essential to our empire. He must be protected at all costs.
I see they're putting up one last bit of futile resistance. Too bad it's not going to work.
I am not the most skilled fighter. However, fight I must. It's too much for me to bear.
Stay calm. This is as far as we go. Forgive our weakness.
Oh, you've done plenty. You have my gratitude. I cannot perish here. I must protect the Empire.
Our enemies fought well. To be honest, I'm not sure how much more we can endure. We've taken the main hall. Victory is ours, Knights of Fargus!
Wish this wasn't so much effort.
A large step forward.
I cannot grow complacent.
I won't let myself stop here.
The more I'm capable of,
The enemy fought like they were possessed out there. One wrong move, and we'd have been finished.
Imperial nobles will battle to the bitter end to protect their homes, just as we would. I suggest you get used to it. Everyone we face from this point forward will strike at us with the same vigor.
I guess it's kill or be killed, huh? It's exhausting just thinking about the road ahead.
Do not complain. We are only doing this to restore peace to Fodlan, remember?
I can't say I blame you for worrying. This is a difficult campaign in every sense of the word. For one, the unfamiliar terrain greatly favors our enemy. And however noble our cause, the guilt of invading our neighbors will always weigh heavy on our minds.
Be that as it may, we can't turn back now. If the Kingdom and Empire cannot coexist, then there is no other choice but to fight.
He's right. We all know what'll happen to Fargus if we just sit back and let Adrestia do what they want.
So you all grasp the gravity of our actions, yet choose to march on regardless. It seems our rising lords have grown even stronger than I thought. The future of Fargus is a bright one indeed. For now, all we can do is commend our soldiers for delivering us a valiant triumph, and of course, bid they continue the march. When the sun sets on this war, only our king will be fettered by the vile moniker of invader.
Don't put this all on him.
And it will fall on you to support him through it, Felix. You understand, yes? That is your duty as the Shield of Fargus, and descendant of the hero Fraldarius.
Obviously.
Oh, Rodrigue. You're up late.
Ah, yes. Preparing strategy proposals for tomorrow's War Council. The more legwork I can do in advance, the smoother the process will go, thus lessening the burden on His Majesty. Even one as strong as he would collapse from overwork were all our council's an unchecked slog.
He barely sleeps as it is, right? Sometimes I see him face down on his desk. I guess catching what little shut-eye he can.
Yes, he reminds me of the late king in that sense. Lambert too ascended the throne at a young age. Too young, if you ask me. And struggled greatly to adapt to the many rigors of governance.
Guess you two knew each other a long time then. I heard you went to the academy together at least. I've gotta ask, is Dimitri really that much like his dad?
You would hardly be able to tell them apart were they in the same room now. Though Lambert did have a somewhat shorter temper. Still, they're birds of a feather compared to my son and I. The two of us are as different as the blackest night and the brightest day.
I don't know. I think you're pretty similar. Like, you're both the first to take the initiative when something important needs doing.
That's enough to make this old man's cheeks burn. Make sure you share that opinion with Felix as well. I suppose he is quite like me, though mostly in ways I'd hoped to avoid.
Meaning what?
He can't live without some great purpose in life urging him forward. There is no peace in such an existence. I know, because I'm the same way. As Lambert's right hand, I devoted every waking moment to serving him, supporting him. And when he was lost, so too was my reason for being. I had no choice but to search for something else to propel me forth. In the end, and after much consideration, I chose to devote myself anew to Lambert, to seeing through the promise I had made him.
And what was that?
That should his son ever lose his way, I would be the one to set him back on the proper course. But I won't be here forever. Thankfully, His Majesty is blessed with friends like you. Ones who are willing to ease the immense burden on his shoulders.
Funny. I feel like Dimitri's been helping me this whole time, not the other way around. But it's all a give and take in the end, right? You've done more than your fair share for me, too.
I'm glad to hear that, truly. But to be frank, my own shortcomings have grown alarmingly clear of late. It's not enough to simply stand by his side in support. He needs someone to grab his hand and pull him in the right direction.
And you don't think you can do that? Even with Gustav's help?
At the end of the day, he and I are nothing more than His Majesty's retainers. We cannot view Fodlin through his eyes. But you stand on equal footing with him as a trusted friend. Such a bond is a rare thing indeed.
Dimitri's my leader, yeah, but he's a friend first. Probably helps that I'm not part of the nobility.
Is that the root of it, I wonder? If I recall, you were born in Alliance territory, yes?
Yep, in a remote mountain town off in Ordelia lands. Honestly, I don't remember much more than that. And with this weird power and all, it's hard to say for sure where I really came from.
Well, if you ask me, those things, your background, your abilities, don't matter much in the end. I can't blame you for being curious, of course. But we haven't put our faith in you because of whose child you are. The relationships you've built in your time here transcend whatever blood may flow in your veins.
Huh. What a wonderful human being. A true man of character.
Anyway, seeing as you're here, I was hoping you might be willing to share some of your wisdom with me. I would love to know a mercenary's thoughts on the proper location to stage an ambush, and where in that position our archers should take up posts.
Now we're talking. Let's see.